Hello everyone, my name is Noah, and since I was a kid, I've had beautiful snow white teeth. But then I became popular because of my gold and diamond teeth. Let me tell you the story of how they turned out that way. Well, let's start with the fact that having gorgeous teeth didn't bring me a single ounce of happiness. And yeah, it would be weird if teeth somehow made a person successful. Unfortunately, all my life, I haven't been able to form good relationships with my peers or classmates. I've never had friends. I was always alone. But I wasn't happy with that, and in my heart, I always dreamed about having a big group of friends who I shared a lot of common interests with. And since I always considered myself pretty enough, at some point I decided to become famous no matter what it cost me. For some reason, I was sure that after becoming popular, I would immediately have many friends and fans. So I quickly moved from thinking about it to taking action. First of all, I started a blog on Insta and posted some vanilla posts with cool photos where I smiled with all my snow white teeth or made funny faces. However, nothing came of it, and in 6 months, my follower count only reached 70 people. They were all either relatives or from mutual followers. So then I went to conquer TikTok with dances, songs, and vines. I gave it 101%, but again, nothing. Sure, some people watched me, but instead of liking and subscribing to me, they just silently watched and then left me behind forever. It was insulting. I didn't get what was wrong with me. I mean, come on, I'm artistic, pretty. I've got this Hollywood-level smile. What was wrong? Why was I failing as an influencer? Maybe it's some social media algorithm secret. Was I just putting up posts and videos at the wrong time? Or was I tagging them incorrectly? To try and understand this, I started digging through Google in the hopes of finding helpful articles on promoting my accounts on social media. And you know what? I actually dug up a lot of interesting information. I learned a lot of really important things, but the most important one was that you can be very smart, cool, handsome, and charismatic, but your chances to become popular will still be about 0. But if you become different from everyone else and can really surprise the audience, then incredible success awaits you. Clever, isn't it? So then I began to think, how could I shock the audience? Well, obviously, it wasn't going to be with my Hollywood smile, because although it was absolutely beautiful, it was still, well, you get the idea. Songs, dances? No, it's not that. I had to come up with something fundamentally different. And after studying the pages of popular influencers for a couple of days, I knew what I was going to do. To maintain the feeling of intrigue, I'm going to skip the next stage of my preparation for fame, but I promise to return to it soon. Besides, if I told you right away, my story would be over now, but I want you to know everything, so I'll fast forward. In my first video, I showed up with truly awful-looking rotten teeth. I'm talking black and brown. I knew that they looked disgusting and ugly and that the audience wouldn't feel at all positive when they saw them. But that was exactly what I needed. Shock, and more shock. Insults and hate comments filled up the comment section under the video, and thanks to that, my video very quickly hit the top. In just a couple of hours, I managed to gain 200,000 TikTok subscribers and 2 million views. And all that with just one video. Can you imagine? I can't even describe how glad I was. Here it was, my long-awaited glory. After a series of videos with rotten teeth, I took a short time out during which my subscribers, who had already 2 million, blew up my TikTok with questions. Where was I? And what had happened to me? Someone assumed that I died due to dental problems. Someone said that I could not stand the shame, but I liked watching all the hype. A few weeks later, I showed up on TikTok again. To keep the intrigue, I didn't show my teeth and just stared into the frame. How many views do you think such a video got? 10 million. And in the comments, people wondered what I wanted to tell them. They assumed that I had my teeth removed, that I had false jaws installed, and that I had new teeth. And after a few days, they found out the correct answer. Now my teeth were gold, and some of them even had diamonds on them. My smile shone and sparkled like the surface of the water at dawn. It was a real shock. From my subscribers, and of course I caused a new wave of hype. And you know what the funniest thing was? I didn't have to do or say anything. I just smiled along with the music, and that was it. They made parodies of me, they talked about me, and I knew that I finally had the success I had always dreamed of. But it didn't make me any friends or acquaintances. I was still lonely and unhappy as a person. Glory? Okay, what to do with it? And I couldn't even monetize it. After all this, I got pretty disappointed and gloomy. I needed to figure out what to do next, but I definitely didn't want to leave my account. People on the street started to recognize me, and I didn't even think about how weird it would be. Oh, that's the idiot with the rotten teeth who got gold implanted. Show us your teeth. Dang, I had to hide and run away from these people. But there were more and more of them, and I was getting worried. Soon, people I knew would stumble upon my videos. By the way, it was strange that they hadn't seen my TikTok account yet, although it was bound to happen sooner or later. Strangely, I wasn't smart enough to think ahead and realize this might happen. I really should have. My classmates saw me on TikTok and started laughing at me. I was ready to sink into the ground when they started making fun of me about my fame. They started calling me Rotten Mouth and Rotten. But why didn't they laugh before, you ask? Well, there was a reason. Well, now I think it's time to go back a bit when I was making my preparation to record videos for TikTok. I wonder what you think I did with my teeth before starting to work on my TikTok videos. Maybe you decided that I completely stopped cleaning them and started deliberately rotting them with all sorts of sweets and soda? Or maybe you thought I was just smearing them with something? Write your options in the comments. I'm very interested to read what your imagination came up with and how far away from reality you really were. In the meantime, I'll tell you how it really went. To be honest, my idea was not something other TikTokers did. It was inspired by a blogger with colored teeth. He had a lot of views and subscribers, so I decided to follow his example and find out how he managed to get rainbow-colored teeth. Unfortunately, this information was a secret, but I managed to find some experts' opinions on how you can color your teeth. And as it turned out, it was actually really simple. It couldn't be easier. Although, from a technical view, it was kind of hard. They suggested a lot of interesting things, but most of all, I liked the option of using special overlays for your teeth. It turned out that you can order them off the internet and even make them according to a specific design. This idea appealed to me to such an extent that I came up with my plan for TikTok with lightning speed, and I clearly understood what overlays I needed. However, the manufacturer asked for a huge amount to make the overlays, and I had to sweat a lot to try and get the money I needed. And unfortunately, I could not legally earn $2,000. I had to commit a crime, namely to steal money from our teacher. I knew that she had a lot of money in her purse and decided to seize the opportunity. But don't think that I'm some kind of bully or thief. No, that's not what I am. I just borrowed that money. I decided that as soon as my account started generating income for me, I would immediately return that money to the classroom. I was counting on amazing profits from being an influencer. But something went wrong, and I could only return a donut hole. That is, nothing. Ahead of me was a complete fiasco and exposure on all fronts. After the money was stolen, the investigation did not stop, and when the police found out that on the very day of the theft I was making a large purchase via the internet, they took me into custody and quickly found out that it was me who was the thief. I was booked at the police station, and my parents were ordered to pay the stolen amount to the teacher along with moral damage. They also said that the amount would be deducted from my pocket money. I decided to get rid of the shame forever and delete my account. But when I went to do it, I saw a message with an offer to buy my account. I didn't really think much of it, but I decided to ask how much they were offering. They told me $3,000. I was ecstatic and immediately agreed, although, as it turned out, it was a pretty low offer. At first, I thought I'd gotten rid of the source of all my troubles, but that wasn't the case. The new owner of the channel decided to continue the theme of my personality and posted various videos in the dark on my behalf and began to collect money for treatment. People transferred money to him, but soon the account was blocked for fraud, and I was even sued. It's good that I was able to prove my innocence, but I was seriously on edge. What are you willing to do for fame? Have you ever tried to become an influencer or a TikToker? What happened? Share your experience in the comments. Hit the like button under this video because your reactions are very important to us. And check if you are subscribed to our channel. If not, be sure to do it right now.